Grant Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
You know what else is here? The Omicron variant. It's here. Already. Showed up pretty quickly. Somebody just got here from South Africa and has already been infected with it. And to make matters even more insane and frightening, it's a mild case.
Were they sleepy?
It's a mild, yes. Extremely sleepy. So sleepy, in fact, that last night they went to sleep for about 8 hours. That could happen to you.
Wow.
It could happen to you. You could be sleeping every day pretty soon.
That's an intense case.
There's some people who can't sleep that probably wish they'd get
exactly.
this. So
that's what I'm saying. You're getting 8 hours?
Yeah.
That's
not bad.
Big case right there.
It's our first confirmed case of the Omicron coronavirus variant been identified in California. In a White House briefing, Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said the case was in an individual who traveled from South Africa November 22nd before the travel restrictions were in place, tested positive on November 29th. That individual is self-quarantining and close contacts have all tested negative. But wait, I thought this spread like wildfire.
Right.
Person was fully vaccinated. Of course. And is experiencing mild symptoms which are improving at this point.
Well, probably has a pillow.
Yeah.
That's probably been helpful. That'd be a good gift idea for the Christmas season is give your loved ones a pillow in case
they get Omicron.
There you see. Got to be prepared for the worst.
Amazing. So it's a mild case, and they're already getting better. And this was... But they'll thank the vaccine for this. That's because he had the vaccine. Yeah, he got it, but it was a super mild case because of the vaccine.
Well,
All right.
I did hear an interesting report. One theory is that maybe the vaccine is keeping the effects less severe, right? But it's turning them into, this is the theory, super spreaders. Because they're out walking around not knowing they're infected.
Right.
While those that are getting it and have really severe, they're staying home. Right?
Right.
They're locking themselves down away from society while they're ill and staying out of work and school and stuff.
Kind of makes sense.
Meanwhile, the people that are vaxxed and having less symptoms are walking around unknowingly, spreading it everywhere. That's the theory. That's the theory.
The doctor in South Africa said this was a mild strain anyway, the new variant.
Right, to begin with.
We're supposed to panic over it.
To begin with.
Creating all this fear-mongering. And to begin with, these are mild cases. Every case, from what I know, I think, are there 32 worldwide or something? I don't know. There's not that many, really. Even though it's supposed to be so quickly spread. And it spreads way faster than COVID-19, the normal one. I guess the Delta variant is pretty much the dominant variant. But pretty much everybody who has it, I think, is it vaccinated or not, it's been mild. So we did describe, though, that extreme tiredness can accompany this disease.
But it's enough to sound the alarm bells in this federal government that today Joe Biden going to announce his plans to attack COVID in the winter here coming up.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and it's widely believed that he's going to extend the mask mandate on public transportation that is set to expire, I think, mid-January. Now probably going to last to at least mid-March. So that'll be fun, right?
Yeah, that'll be really fun. Just reminds me I ought to get my mesh mask that looks like an actual mask.
Oh, yeah.
For when I travel.
Nice.
So I could breathe on that flight.
Don't forget to also take a hibachi grill, too, with you. Because then you could have the guy cooking food for you the entire flight. And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm eating. I mean, the chef guy, he won't stop making food.
Yep.
What can you do?
What am I supposed to do?
Right?
He just keeps making this stuff.
And he keeps making the little fire volcano out of the onions, too. It's like, we're on a plane. What are you doing, man?
Doesn't seem safe. And yet, he keeps doing it. So Biden promised yesterday that rising prices and goods shortages will ease somewhat, even as the U.S. approaches the holiday season. Stocks, the shelves are going to be stocked for Christmas. He promised.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I give you my word as a Biden.
Oh,
I hear Jeffy in my head. Are they? Really? Come on.
yeah. Strong demand for goods has stretched the capacity of an economy still grappling with the novel coronavirus pandemic, sparking inflation and political risks for the Democrat president. Now, that's strong demand for goods. It's our fault, not Biden's. I love the way that's written at Microsoft News. Strong demand for goods has stretched the capacity of the economy. I see. Okay, right. We're too materialistic, and we're asking for too many things, and it's all coming at the same time. They can't handle it.
Too many people needing to wipe their butts with toilet paper. Who could have seen that coming, right? I mean,
Nobody could see that coming.
You can't predict this stuff.
Yeah. Who knew people would want to clean things with Clorox? Who knew that? Nobody. I can't promise that every person will get every gift they want on time, he said. Only Santa Claus can keep that promise. Oh, jeez. He's the worst. But we're heading into a holiday season in very strong shape. Are we? Again, Jeffy goes through your mind.
Yeah.
Are we?
Wait. His own government said last week that, okay, remember when they took office, they called it transitory inflation that was going to be gone by this summer, like 5 months ago. Now they're saying, quote, well into next year. I don't know what this dude's talking points say, but it ain't the same ones that his own administration has in front of them.
Yeah, the Fed chief just said, stop using the word transitory. It doesn't apply. It's sticking around for a while. Now the Omicron COVID variant has sparked fears that demand could slow and also
It's called the Omicron.
That's
Omicron.
The Omicron variant.
It's called the Omicron.
Yeah, we got it.
the Omicron.
Right.
No, it's not called the Omicron. But they're setting themselves up for the failure that is going to come because he just promised that the shelves would be stocked by saying, oh, yeah, but then there's that Omicron variant that could slow everything down. We didn't foresee that. So that was beyond our control. It's that damn Omicron thing.
That and the fact that you want to, buy stuff.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, the selfishness of the American people, of course, contributing to it.
You and I were reading a story off the air the other day, and you remember that? It had a little graph of inflation over the last 10 years, and it looked something like this, how it was so under control. Right? And then Biden gets into office and whoa, this is not an exaggeration. For 10 years, and that's how far back the graph went, it was just steady. It was just under control, everything good. And then now, and earlier this week, you had the list of all of the prices and the percentages of everything going up across the board.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts.
And it's because you want stuff.
Yeah, you're selfish. And you lust after material goods, and you just want more than you need. Yeah. You don't need all that stuff.
Well,
Who needs all that?
Well, you ain't getting it now, so
No,
I guess
you're
it
not.
works out nicely, huh?
No. Not with all the ships backed up in the L.A. harbor. Don't worry about it. It's not getting there on time. Biden also said some of the tightness in supplies are common during the holiday season, like, remember the 1980s and the shortage of Cabbage Patch Kids?
Oh, no.
Remember that?
Oh, no.
Or in the 90s, what about the Beanie Babies? You couldn't get those as soon as you wanted to. I love that. We've got crap backed up forever, and you're going back to one thing where a toy manufacturer didn't manufacture enough of the toys.
Sorry, kids.
Unbelievable.
We can't afford any kind of meat right now. Remember when we were kids, dear Cabbage Patch Kids? I mean, we had to suffer. You guys don't get food. We didn't get Cabbage Patch Kids.
Right, same thing.
Same thing.
Same diff.
Same diff. You got to start mixing that in more.
Same diff.
Same diff. Whatever. Oh my gosh, this guy is.
I know. I know.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to extend the mask mandate today, and who knows what else we're going to hear about, but at least, right, he's setting a good example, right?
Yes. He's following mask mandates, right?
Yes.
The ones he's calling for.
Look at this. No mask on. Oh, wait, mask on. Okay.
Okay, where we?
Huh? He's lost. Just sit
I
down.
want to tell you all, I only have one pen.
Now he takes his mask off.
No, you're all going to get a pen, but I only got one.
He put it on and he took it off.
I couldn't figure out how to pick 50 of them up here, but thank you.
Man, he's so dumb.
All right.
Okay, now mask back on. Here we go.
All right. Now that I'm not talking in people's faces, I'm going to put my mask back on.
Okay.
Stupid.
He is stupid.
For the second time
and
in 1 minute.
Here we go. Okay, now, the mask stuff is hypocritical enough, but he's so dumb. How many of these bill signings has the man been to where they have a tray of pens, but he's standing there like a dope? I only have the one pen. Bro, look in front of you. It was that last shot we had. How many were in that tray?
A lot.
24? Oh, God, look at that.
I don't know, but a lot.
Yeah, he's talking to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, God, he's so bad.
So here he is surrounded by all the people.
Yeah, now we're in close
quarters. And I think the mask comes off again, right?
Lieutenant Colonel Tanya Robinson, they're in uniform.
Colonel, how are you?
Look at all those pens.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, whatever she tells me she's going to do, I just say yes.
Yeah.
We served together when we were lieutenants.
That's good. Take the mask off, see?
Oh, great.
Oh. So he's now projecting his voice. And then I love how the music starts and he's babbling. Oh, now back on when I'm not talking. Gosh, he's so...
It's the worst. He's the worst. But surely... his wife, who's a doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Yeah.
Surely she's wearing her mask at all times. Right? And
I'm sure she is,
she's
right?
certainly, distancing herself when she's appearing with children. And everything's fine there.
Let's see. Do we have a picture, Dad? Look at that.
There she is.
The kids are masked up. They're sitting apart from each other. Good. The adults in the room are all masked up. And then there's old Dr. Jill.
Not Dr. Jill.
No mask whatsoever.
Hypocrites. I mean, just flat out hypocrites.
But you be sure to wear that mask wherever you go.
Yeah. You're killing people if you're not. You ever hear that directed at them? Either Joe or Jill? No. None of these goofballs on the left are ever saying, hey, Joe Biden's killing people because he doesn't have his mask on at appropriate times. We never hear that.
Seriously, that crowd around him is like, hey, I don't have enough pens.
I know.
I'm just going to talk moistly, as Justin Trudeau might say. I can't with these people.
Then we got Peter Doocy, who is an American hero, an American treasure. He's fantastic.
Same diff.
Love it. Same diff. He reminded us of a quote from Joe Biden yesterday.
Ooh.
As he was speaking to Jen Psaki.
The first Trump-Biden debate today, but at the second one, in 2020, when roughly 220,000 Americans had already died of COVID, Joe Biden said about Trump, anyone who is responsible for that many deaths should not remain as president of the United States of America. Is that still the standard now that more Americans have died under President Biden than President Trump?
No, it's not.
I think the fundamental question here is, what are you doing to save lives and protect people?
No, that's not the fundamental question.
Was suggesting people inject bleach. He apparently reportedly didn't even share with people he was going to interact with that he had tested positive for COVID himself. He continued to provide a forum for misinformation, which probably led to people not taking steps forward to protect themselves, to wear masks, to eventually get vaccinated. This president has made the vaccine widely available. He's relied on the advice of his health and medical experts, and he is trying to be a part of solving this crisis, getting the pandemic under control. And I think there's a pretty stark difference between their approaches. Go ahead.
The results is what we're talking about. We're talking about results here. He didn't qualify this statement.
220,000 Americans dead. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
There you go. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Anybody responsible for that many deaths on your watch shouldn't be president of the United States. Well, he's had far more deaths than that since he's been in charge. I don't care what his techniques are. The results are terrible. More people have died. You're the one who set the standard.
Yeah.
220,000.
220,000 Americans dead.
Yep.
Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths
Anyone who's responsible
should
for
not
that
remain
many.
as President of the United States of America.
Okay, exactly right. I agree with you 100%.
But Joe Biden isn't
Get
responsible
out.
for 220,000.
Get out.
Pat, he's only been in there for 337,000 deaths.
337,000.
Yeah, he clearly said if you're
it has to be the exact figure of 220,000.
Yeah, he's at 337.
Oh, he's clear then. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Also, Peter Doocy took on Fauci yesterday.
Dr. Fauci, as you advised the president about the possibility of new testing requirements for people coming into this country, does that include everybody?
The answer is yes, because you know that
everybody coming into the country.
The new regulation, if you want to call it that, is that anybody and everybody who's coming into the country needs to get a test within 24 hours of getting on the plane to come here.
But what about people who don't take a plane and just these border crossers coming in huge numbers?
Yeah, but that's a different issue. For example, we still have Title 42 with regard to protection at the border. So there are protections at the border that you don't have the capability, as you know, of somebody getting on a plane, getting checked, looking at a passport. We don't have that there. But we can get some degree of mitigation.
Is there something to
No, dude. No. When they're coming in across a river. And
we're not checking them.
No. So stop.
We're not checking
Fauci.
them. And all the ones who sneak across the border and aren't apprehended by Border Patrol, what about them? Which there are millions. There are millions. We have no idea. No idea how many people have come here illegally, carrying coronavirus with them. No idea. All right, got to tell you about Built Bars. If you like to snack throughout the day, you get those hunger pains halfway through the day, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything but work. Built Bars are a great way to go, and not pack on pounds either. You don't have to feel guilty about them. When you talk about a Built Bar to a Built Bar fan, they're really passionate about their favorites.
Yeah, I've been living off of the lemon dip cheesecake puffs over here. Yeah, so...
do you have more of those?
I was just about to say, don't be going through my drawer, because
dang it,
that's my stash. Yeah, there's a few over there, the ones that didn't make it into my drawer.
Okay. But they have those, so the puffs are delicious. And then the actual bars, the coconut, the mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, cookies and cream. I love the salted caramel. It is really, really good. Built Bars have up to 18 grams of protein, about 180 calories or less in most of them, 4 to 5 grams of sugar and carbs. And they're amazing. They taste great. You're going to love these. Go to Built Bar or Built.com. They took off the bar for you. You don't even have to work that hard anymore to get to the website. Built.com. Use the promo code PAT15 and save 15% off your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding! Voodoo pedal! Voodoo! There they are! Bert! What do you know about that? Merry Christmas!
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And about banning travel from African countries. What is going on there?
Okay.
What is
in
happening?
Zimbabwe, in Namibia, in Lesotho, in Mozambique, what justify imposing a travel ban on countries that have 0 case of the Omicron variant?
That's a very good question, an important question, and we did struggle with that, but we wanted to see if we could bide time temporarily. So I do hope that this gets sorted out and lifted before it has any significant impact on your country.
Oh, bro.
I love how every single time they don't answer the question asked, they answer the question they want to answer. They completely redirect.
So that guy, that journalist, was talking about a country in Africa. He's like, why are you banning travel from my country?
Where we don't have any of the cases of this Omicron?
Xenophobia. Right? Isn't that their standard? Xenophobia?
Yes, of course it is.
I mean, right?
Yeah. If this was Trump, that's what they'd be saying. You know they would.
Wow.
You know they would.
Wow.
So that's great. Along with extending the mask requirements on airplanes, trains, buses, airports, train stations.
Yeah, that's probably coming.
They also have, banned travel from these 8 African countries. And as this reporter just said, my country doesn't even have this. Why are we included? That is a good point. That's an important question over there. Thanks for asking, except for the fact that we're going to beat you senseless after the press conference for asking it. How dare you ask me a difficult question in my press conference over here?
Yeah. Well, what did that president of Mali say? He said Afrophobia?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. That is what he said. And they need to be beaten with that, too. Yep. Because they do it every single time.
Those are the rules of the game that they designed.
Right. Exactly right.
You get to play by them, too.
Yes, sir. Exactly right. By the way, the Jussie Smollett trial is underway in Chicago this week, and we're going to have Hilary Kennedy in here to talk about that
he's going to talk about
some other things.
She's talking about the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Man. Oh, Epstein.
She's got all the skinny
She's
on
got
that
Epstein.
Stuff.
What was the other thing?
She got an email from some company that's been hired by Joe Biden.
Oh, I love this.
So Joe Biden is struggling in every way imaginable.
Well, yeah, his approval rating is 36% right now.
And remember, he's less popular than the least popular governor, Kate Brown of Oregon, 43%. Oh, by the way, I got people from Oregon got in touch, and they said that for now that hunting bill has been squashed, I guess. So it sounds like,
okay.
Yeah, so that's good. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Hillary gets an email from this company that says, hey, I'll let her tell the story, but it sounds like they need some positive stuff said about Joe Biden. Could you help out since you're, looks like you're an influencer?
So in a little more than an hour, we'll talk to Hillary about that. But yeah, the Jussie Smollett trial is now underway, and it doesn't appear that it's going real well for Jussie. During opening arguments, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb claimed that the former Empire actor orchestrated the entire alleged hate crime incident. That's no news.
What?
Even going so far as to perform, this part I didn't know, that he performed a dry run of the attack before it was carried out.
Wow.
And more than that, the practice session was reportedly caught on surveillance video, according to the Chicago Tribune.
I love it. I love that.
I love that so much because this guy has lied through his teeth from the first second. He's stuck to his story the entire time. When did this has it been 3 years since this happened?
Oh.
Yeah, it's going on 3 years.
Really?
I think in January it's going to be the 3-year anniversary of this incident. That kind of turned the nation upside down because, okay, he's in MAGA country in Chicago getting beaten up and yelled at, and a noose is placed around his neck at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. On the coldest night of the year, 20 below zero in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, nobody got time to beat up strangers.
Well, except white supremacists.
Dedicated white supremacists.
They are dedicated to their craft.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, when you're in the heart of MAGA country.
Right. It doesn't matter how cold it is.
They're on every corner.
I'm still going to sing the praises of Trump and try to kill black people. That's what you're going to do if you're a white supremacist in MAGA country.
Sad. Man.
Smollett, who of course is black and gay, made national headlines after claiming to be the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. And he apparently tells them, make sure you yell racial epithets and homophobic slurs. And make sure you let everybody know that you support President Trump. So, following the ensuing investigation, however, authorities determined Smollett staged the hate crime in an effort to boost his acting career. He's now being tried in court on 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct. Now, they say even if he's convicted, he'll probably serve no time.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I think it is, because this guy has created an uproar. This could have turned into a really ugly situation with race riots. I mean, look at how the nation is just on the edge right now.
What is it you always say, and that rule really held true here, is that these things are staged. 99 times out of 100.
Yep.
And
almost every time.
A celebrity is no different. Same diff.
Now, prosecutors argued in court that the surveillance video and corroborating testimony from the brothers, we talked about this the other day, Abimbola and Olimbinjo, amount to critical evidence proving their case against the actor. Apparently, one of them will testify that days before the incident, Smollett texted him asking for help on the low. Isn't it the down low?
A DL, I think, is what it is.
Is it okay to just say it's on the low?
Hey, I've never heard on the low. I've heard
hey bro, it's
down
on the low.
DL, but I guess now we're branching out.
Okay. The two later talked in Smollett's car with the actor, telling him specifically he wanted them to shout the racial epithet and MAGA.
Make sure you do that.
To make it seem like the assailants were racist supporters of President Trump. That's great. I want you to attack me, but when you hit me, I want you to kind of pull your punches a bit, because I don't want to get seriously hurt.
Yes!
Is that great? So he wasn't that dedicated.
You gotta commit to the bit, man.
Right. Smollett also instructed them to put a rope around his neck to make it look like more like a lynching.
Oh, boy.
Like a hate crime.
Crafty Beaver visit.
Right.
Got you that rope there. Remember when the cops were like, you can take the noose off your neck now while we're talking to you. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
I just want to make sure you saw it. It's kind of like what Biden does when he walks up to the podium in the mask and then he takes it off.
Kind of is like that.
He's like, I want to make sure everybody sees it.
Now, apparently, they were given, was it $35? It was either $2,500 or $3,500 to do this. Plus $100 to get supplies at the Crafty Beaver.
Wow.
Yeah. They needed supplies. You know, they needed the rope, tape. I
Tape.
guess.
That's right. There was
Duct
tape. Yeah.
I think there was duct tape. I don't remember some of the other supplies. But, I mean, $100 will cover a lot of things at the Crafty Beaver.
Oh, it sure will.
Crafty Beaver's a place where you're going to get really good bargains on your nooses. And they did.
So they're prepackaged then?
Yes, prepackaged nooses.
Because, I mean, I like if you went and got a rope, right?
Yeah, they're hard to tie.
Right.
So the three men went on a dry run before the attack, part of which was captured on surveillance camera. I love that. Smollett's Mercedes can be seen circling the Streeterville intersection, showing the brothers the area where he wanted the attack to occur.
Yeah.
I love it.
$3,500. And then once they get back to Nigeria, he'll send them the extra $500. Once I know that you're back home. It's so.
So he promised him essentially $2,000 apiece for this.
Yes. I don't know. Was it each or
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
What a cheapskate.
Right?
Only $2,000 to attack you when it's 20 below zero outside? No, I'm sorry. I want more than that. I want a little bit more than that. Wow. I don't know how he expected to get away with this. But he has been consistent. I will say that for him. Despite all the evidence against him, despite the preponderance of evidence being completely on the other side.
And I hope
he has stuck to it.
Gave the brothers cash, $100 cash for the Crafty Beaver, because it seems like you would have a lot of money left over.
Right.
And if it's on like a Crafty Beaver gift card, I doubt back in Nigeria there's many Crafty Beavers.
There's not a lot of branch offices or
or
stores over there. Yeah.
It seems like it's kind of micro-focused to Chicagoland. Well, MAGA country, if you will. Same diff.
And of course, I will, because nothing says MAGA country like downtown Chicago, does it?
I mean, he didn't think any of this through.
No, he did not. I mean, what a weird thing. And how's that going to help your career anyway? Because people all of a sudden, oh, darn it, he was attacked. You know what? Let's put him in our new movie.
Yeah, that'll make it right.
Yeah, he got a lot of publicity. Let's put him in our new movie.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he does have a future, though, in acting. He could be the spokesman for the Crafty Beaver.
Ah!
Everybody wins.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. That's some tweets here. Zippy the Monk tweets, wait, if I get Omicron, I can get 8 hours of sleep? I want to get it just for that. I haven't had 8 hours straight in a year or more.
Man. See, I got in on the beta testing of COVID, right? I got the original.
Oh, man.
And then
that's right.
They finally they updated it. They fixed it, got some of the kinks worked out.
Yeah.
And it's a lot better now. I want this one.
Sorry, you can't have it now.
I need that
because you got the antibodies.
Oh.
Pastor Sam tweets, I don't get to say sorry, I'm new here 2 years after I'm hired somewhere. Why are we still calling it the novel coronavirus? That's a good point. A lot of radio stations have that same problem. We're the dude, 95.5. Everybody, good morning and welcome to it. Yeah, it's been 3 years since you guys changed your format.
Yeah.
It's not new anymore. When are you just going to become 95.5? When does that happen?
Well, that might just be the imaging guy who works in the building is just lazy. It's like, you got promos. Deal with them.
That's possible. They used to think, hey, everything new draws the young people to us. So
is that the thing?
We'll just keep calling it new.
Also, it was just, it was intentional.
Yeah. Trixie tweets, Jussie practiced for his role. He just didn't do what actors are dedicated to their craft to do. Researching their role. Okay. Decaffeinated Texan tweets, Jussie Smollett isn't a method actor, clearly. Uncle Jimmy tweets, is this the Uncle Jimmy?
I don't think it's the Uncle Jimmy.
Okay. All right.
Of Blaze.
Of the Blaze radio and television network?
I don't think so.
Anyone who is caught trying to fake a hate crime should be charged with a hate crime. Hashtag Jussie Smollett belongs in jail. Yeah, I agree with that. Because they're trying to incite something, right? I mean, he's trying to help his career, but he's also taking advantage of the atmosphere, the environment in this country right now, which is on edge. And it would not take much to throw us into race riots.
Yeah, I mean, don't we say the same thing about, if you lie about rape or something like that, right?
Yes.
Then you should face the same punishment as the person you accused, what they would have gotten had it been real.
It would definitely cut down on the hoaxes.
You think so?
If you started doing you do that once.
Yeah.
Charge a person once, and then I think you create some serious thinking time for others planning to do the same thing. Let's see. They got 5 years for that. Maybe I won't spray paint some racial slur on my own door.
Yeah, I think that's what they call a deterrent.
Yeah. I think that is what they call it. That's a good word for it. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I guess we have some information if you want to date non-binary people.
Okay, so earlier you were talking about Jussie Smollett used the phrase on the down low. Is that what he said? You're right. And you
on the low.
On the low. So we want to stay, up to speed with the vernacular and what's going on. So as non-binary people continue to, speak out, you want to be able to speak the language and understand where they're coming from. And so this is just a quick tutorial on dating for non-binary people.
Good.
So you know how gay is non-women loving non-women and lesbian is non-men loving non-men? Okay. That would make straight non-men loving non-women. So if two non-binary people date, they're both a straight, gay and lesbian couple all at the same time.
What?
You got it?
No.
You got it? You got that now, right? So she... I love how she can't say men dating men and women dating women. Right? She's got to say, okay. Oh, right.
Lesbian
so you know
is...
how gay is non-women loving non-women and lesbian is non-men loving non-men?
That's women and women.
That would make straight non-men loving non-women. So if two non-binary people date, they're both a straight, gay and lesbian couple all at the same time.
She's so proud of herself. Look, I did math.
Wow. What a world.
Help us. We are surrounded by... the inmates are running the asylum.
Oh, no question about that.
And
there's no doubt about that.
And they're bold, too.
Lesbian is non-men loving non-men.
Yeah, that's...
And we really can't just say women.
Right, that's extra math that she's doing.
Women who love women.
Yeah.
Nah.
So once you get past the first three things where she's just being just really stupid.
Yeah.
Right? You just say men and men, gay, women and women, lesbian, women and men, straight. Okay, so now it's that last one where she tries to be all fancy and it's fun, right?
Right. Yeah, fun. That's the word for it.
Yeah, but you can't say men and women. You've got to say non-men and non-women.
How ridiculous. I mean, how many people deny, if they're a man, deny they're a man? How many women deny being women?
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Okay, there's one. Play me another one.
What else you got on your board there, funny man?
Yeah. I mean, I grant you there are some. It's such a tiny fraction of the population. Must we really change our entire language to accommodate them? Really?
There is an individual who I know that's very close to me, and at her job, there is an individual who prefers to be called they and them.
Oh, really?
And I told this person, who I have substantial influence over, I swear, if you once call this chick by them and they, I'm kicking you out of the house, Aslan.
Wait, okay, so
my daughter has a job.
I think you just narrowed down who that person in your life is.
It slipped out. Her initials are Aslan Malinak.
Oh, wow.
No, I said, because we were just talking, how's the new job and stuff. And anyway, and she mentioned, I said, everybody cool there? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's some chick that wants to be called they and them.
They and them.
I swear, if you do that once and I find out about it.
Now, when you're talking to that person, why would you ever use they?
Right. It doesn't matter.
Like, I never say you when I'm talking to you.
Okay, well, let's just say you and me and this weird person are working together, right?
Yeah.
And you say, hey, where's the coffee cup, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say she's got it. Or something like that, right? I'm not going to say they have it. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. And I swear if I find out about it, Aslan, you're out of the house. I mean, that is, but they are out there now. I mean, because it's hip and it's fun and it's the new thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Wow. It's taken us over. And if you don't do it, you can be canceled.
Yeah.
You can literally be canceled.
Yeah.
You can lose your job. You can lose your livelihood. You can lose your place in society completely.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the musician we were talking about a couple of months ago? I wasn't that familiar with him to begin with.
Is it Sam? Wait, what is his name?
I can't remember.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say Sam something.
He supposedly did something. It turns out he actually didn't even do, and he got canceled.
Oh no, that's not who we're talking about. Okay.
No, Ryan. Is it Ryan?
Oh, Ryan Adams.
Yeah, Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
Yep. And he supposedly canceled that up and coming young star. And it turns out he didn't do anything of the kind. He actually went through with everything he promised her and eventually did it. And he still got canceled. Lost all his friends. Nobody would call him. Nobody came to his defense. Nobody will be around him anymore. Nobody will collaborate with him now. He's just persona non grata because he supposedly did something they didn't like. I mean, it's incredible. And he didn't even do it.
Right.
Amazing. I mean, I don't know if he's a super nice guy, but it's ridiculous what happened to him, it seems. I mean, there are murderers treated better than some of these people who've gone afoul of the politically correct woke mob. If you go afoul of the woke mob, forget it. You're done. You're just done. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Speaking of all this, let's find some companies that think like we do.
Right.
Find companies that, unlike, for instance, Coke, who is playing along with all the woke nonsense, and so is AT&T, and so is Verizon. Not Patriot Mobile. In a world gone crazy, they haven't, fortunately. Patriot Mobile has values like you do. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer service support team provides exceptional customer support. More importantly, they share your values. They support organizations fighting for religious freedom, constitutional rights, sanctity of life, and our veteran and first responder heroes. So, go to patriotmobile.com/Pat, sign up. or call them at 972-PATRIOT. These are guys that are easy to support. Get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. They always have special discounts for veterans and first responders and for multi-line accounts. So support a company that supports your values. Patriot Mobile. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Speaking of all of this incredible madness.
Yeah.
While talking with Joe Rogan, Dr. Peter Attila tells a story about woke ideology in a medical school urology lecture.
This is not good.
Amazing. Check this out.
My roommate from med school, who's a urologist, called me yesterday because he couldn't wait to tell me this ridiculous story. So a colleague of his, this female urologist who's badass surgeon, was giving a lecture to the medical school, which is common, right? You'll always have the surgeon will come in or the doctor will come in. And before she got up to give her lecture, the dean said to her, I'm not making this up, this is a urologist giving a lecture to a group of medical students, said, I would appreciate it if you would not use the word penis during this lecture.
He said it before the lecture?
Yeah. She said, it's an anatomic term. I'm a urologist. What would you like me to say? And what he came up with some idiotic, he said, maybe you could call it male erectile tissue. And she was like, well, she's now with him. She's like, but
what if it's flaccid?
Wouldn't the use of male also be kind of triggering in that sense?
I mean, good point.
Yeah. I mean, and she basically told him to piss off.
What did this guy was the dean?
The dean of the medical school.
And I assume he's a doctor as well?
He should be. Yeah. If he's the dean of a medical school, he would be an MD.
What in the is wrong with people?
It's a good question.
Right?
It's a darn fine question.
It's so, look.
I wonder that every day.
When people reach out on Twitter, why are you giving these people, why are you even playing these videos of these crazy whack jobs and stuff? Because look, it has been ignored for so long. It's permeated to the point where you've got the dean of a medical school who doesn't want you to use the word penis in a urology lecture. I can't take this world, man.
What are you, 4? Are you 4 years old? It's just...
And it's not
ludicrous.
Because they don't want to not say the word because it might be offensive. I know you know, but I'm further clarifying that they don't want it said because it might trigger someone that doesn't have one. I don't know what's going on here.
Can we stop with the trigger nonsense? If you're triggered by a word, seriously, go home and just stay there. Just stay at home and don't use any sort of social device. Don't use any media device. You can't watch TV. You can't go on the internet. You just sit there at your house. By yourself in the dark.
You stare at a wall, or
yeah, you could stare at the wall.
What
or
color's
your
the
navel.
wall?
I don't care.
What color's the wall, Pat?
The wall is
it better not be
a neutral color.
What's a neutral color,
neutral
Pat?
color. Yeah.
You ain't got one. Nope.
Orange.
Nope. That's got to offend somebody.
That offends people who don't like Trump because he's orange. So
See?
Yeah. So. I don't know what. Just stare at the carpeting. It's so ridiculous.
Somebody out there.
I can't take it.
There is going to always be someone out there that is going to be offended by something. Period.
No question.
Like this carpet here. It's somebody out there could walk in. That's a bad example. It never gets clean. Okay. Everything is offensive to at least one person on this planet, and for you to change for these one person is. For a society to change.
It's got to stop. It has to stop. We can't survive this. It really does have to stop. And so does the nonsense coming from organizations like Black Lives Matter. Their beautiful Thanksgiving Day tweet. Did you see it?
I did
You're
not.
on stolen land.
Oh, get over it.
You are eating dry turkey and overcooked stuffing on stolen land.
No, he got us. We're
out.
Burn.
My turkey's not dry.
Right.
Okay. And the stuffing was not overcooked. We had a delicious meal. Thank you very much.
Would you say?
And I stole this land from nobody. I paid a very hefty price for it, and I continue to pay that price.
You pay for it every year to the state of Texas?
Yes, I do. Yes. I did not steal it.
No. Wait. And plus, I thought we weren't supposed to overgeneralize.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't care for that tweet. Like you said, your turkey was just mine was as well.
Right.
I don't like that.
They went further. Colonization never ended. It just became normalized. Find out which ancestral homeland you're currently occupying here. And then it gave the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to check this out.
The peaceful perfection of the native peoples on this land. Living as one with nature before we got here. In perfect harmony with their surroundings and with the other tribes until evil, violent, genocidal Whitey came to town. There they were, minding their own business, raising butterflies and helping lost bees find their hives, I think. I think that's what they did.
You didn't.
As they frolicked. Not on grass, because they didn't want to smash the grass down. And not anywhere where flowers were growing, because they didn't want to hurt flowers either. And then
what wonderful
along
peoples.
came Whitey. I know, beautiful peoples. They were beautiful, beautiful peoples. And we ruined all that. So
wow, I'm
ashamed. I'm ashamed.
See, I was always torn on, am I on land that was purchased from France or broke away from Mexico after Spain?
Right. Right.
On.
Well, right now, you're of course on the latter. That's where you are now.
So I'm checking, because now I want to know, because I've always wondered.
Which, by the way, when we signed the treaty with Guadalupe that ended the Mexican-American War, okay, we had marched all the way to Mexico City. We had taken their capital city, and then you know what we did to get back all this land that we stole from Mexico? We withdrew all our troops. We signed the treaty of peace with them, and we paid them, I don't know, millions of dollars, $7 million or something for the land. So it was never stolen. Yeah. I mean, we won a war and paid them for it.
Apparently, I stole my land from the Kickapoo tribe.
Oh, the Kickapoo, man,
I like
they're
that.
pissed too.
Kickapoo, what up?
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. Let me tell you about Keeps. This is such a great product that actually works. If you've got a receding hairline, you've got the balding spot, you've got the Keith situation going on.
Wait, is that like a scientific term, the Keith situation?
Yeah, the Keith situation.
Which was, by the way, the hair didn't meet from one side to the other, you know.
And now it does.
Ta-da.
Look at that!
I mean, it's still,
you've got a hair bridge
and it
across your skull.
Right, it still has
nice
a little work there, but it's
still,
you know, far and away better than it was.
Amazing.
I love it. I'm so grateful for Keeps. They're awesome.
That's really awesome. And in 90% of the cases, stops the hair loss. In like 2/3 of the cases, it also promotes hair regrowth, as it did for Keith. Give it a try. You go online, you answer a few pictures, you answer a few questions, snap a few pictures of your hair and post those. Then a licensed doctor goes through all that information and will send you the hair care products that fit your needs.
Personalized. Yep.
And then if you have any questions along the way, you know, something comes up and you don't quite understand it, you can get in touch with your Keeps doctor by messaging them 24/7.
So easy, Pat. So easy.
It's great. And they worked your like a payment thing for you too, right? Because you didn't want all of the products; you just wanted some.
Right. So I got to the point where I just wanted 2 of the 3 things that were in my original kit. And they're like, oh, sure, yeah, we can customize that.
That's awesome. Who does that?
And it was a really nice lady
great.
who. Anyway, and
really
I was
great.
able to get in touch with them whenever, however, so personable. Nice. I love them.
It's Keeps, KEEPS.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatment. That's Keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Got some tweets here. Real Random G, new tack. This was all a misunderstanding. It was a street performance.
Oh.
What, everything that's going on? Wouldn't that be great? It's all a misunderstanding. Everybody go back to reality now.
Oh, no,
Okay,
wait.
America.
This may just be the Jussie Smollett thing.
Oh, darn it.
However, I like the Pat
overall
Gray alternate theory here.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Everything.
We're suffering through.
We were just kidding on this woke stuff. I can't believe you fell for it this long. Never mind.
The woke stuff, the
Wouldn't that be
COVID
great?
stuff.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
all a joke. It's like who shot, what was
Who
it?
shot JR?
Well, not even that one. It was the dream where Bobby dies, right? You know?
Yeah, Bobby wakes up.
Bobby
from
wakes
the
up from the dream.
Yeah.
I was young.
Yeah.
But still, yes, let's do that.
Yes.
Let's wake up in the shower or something.
Wouldn't that be nice if we just woke up and we're alive and America survives?
There was no mass experimentation on humanity for 2 years.
No, stop
till eternity.
That's
No.
ridiculous.
Yay.
It's all a bad dream. Never mind. Oh, that would be great.
Yes.
Carl Smith tweets, Jussie Smollett will stick to his story no matter what the evidence shows because it's the way the left works. Lie long and hard enough, and people, including Jussie, will finally believe it. That is true. Man, you see that every single time.
They just plow forward, man.
Yep. Decapitated Texan tweets, the BLM individual who wrote that should leave America since they are, by their own definition, also living on stolen land. Yes, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why is it that we are the only nation on earth that, us and Israel, are the only nations on earth to have fair and square conquered a land, and then it's considered stolen ever after?
That is such a great point.
Everybody has conquered and taken land by force and then kept that land, and nobody else is accused of being on stolen land.
Who else gets that treatment?
Who else? Name the country. Russia, China, England even. While they're called imperialists, nobody ever says, you guys are on stolen land.
And we have a recent example of Russia taking over part of Ukraine.
Yes.
Like within the last 5 years.
Yes. That's right. I mean, the French weren't initially in France. That was somebody else. Germans, same thing. Why aren't they on stolen? Get off the stolen land.
Like if you were to backtrack, if you want to reverse engineer how humans have roamed the earth, where would we? You could go back for all time.
That's right. It's an asinine accusation, and it's only leveled at us and Israel. Occupied stolen land. Shut up. Especially, in Israel, when you think of what they considered occupied land, the West Bank, what it really is, Samaria and Judah. Those are the territories that are supposedly stolen and occupied. Are you kidding me? That's been Israel since Old Testament biblical times.
Yeah, and let's just for a moment, let's go on the theory this is stolen land. I mean, can we all agree that we've done a pretty good job with this stolen land? I mean,
pretty good, yeah.
Would you rather
I'd
be
say so.
living in a teepee or with central air? Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
fair enough.
You're welcome.
Aztec 521 tweets, if anyone at work wants to be referred as they or them, then I'll refer to myself in the third person. Okay,
yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah,
too.
and then remember my friend Paul. Remember the text? He's like, you got to act really upset when they screw it up too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I already told you to call me this. And they may not take you serious at first, right? When you say call me they and them.
Right, but when you keep insisting on it.
You respond like that, it's game on.
Crab Monster 2 tweets, WTF is wrong with people would be the name of my podcast if I had a podcast.
That's awesome. That would be
a good name for it.
Yeah.
Carol Remarks tweets, the new language for dating is like Keith math.
Oh, right. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Yes, it's exactly right.
Very
it's
much
insanity.
so.
Yep.
Crazy. All right. Supreme Court is now pondering the Mississippi case, the Mississippi abortion limits, where after 15 weeks, you kind of can't get one. I mean, there's certain ways you can't, but for the most part, it's banned after 15 weeks. And what the Biden administration is trying to do is get all or nothing. They're trying to force this into being a Roe v. Wade issue. Roe v. Wade actually limited abortion, I think, to 21 weeks, right?
Was it 21 or 23?
I think it was 21, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And now it's just been extended forever, all through the pregnancy. I mean, if you want to have it on the day of your delivery, go ahead. That's fine. Unlimited abortion on demand is what they seek. And so the Supreme Court heard arguments yesterday in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. The case will decide the fate of Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy, and maybe the fate of Roe v. Wade and the life or death of millions of Americans yet to be conceived. Decision probably won't happen before the end of June, so there's some time on this. Veterans of Supreme Court cases past know that it's risky to read the tea leaves from questions at argument, but it's hard to see how the argument could have gone much better for the pro-life cause yesterday. Now we wait to see if the justices have the fortitude to do the right thing and end 48 years of judicial usurpation and restore the primacy of the Constitution. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be nice? The lawyers for the abortion clinic and for the Biden administration, again, insisted on an all-or-nothing outcome, giving the court no alternative path to uphold the Mississippi law without overturning Roe v. Wade, which is what they probably want to do because this Supreme Court doesn't like to make sweeping decisions. They won't.
Yeah.
They just don't. They rule on narrow little things because John Roberts is a coward, essentially.
Yeah, well, there it is. Sums
there
up
it
nicely.
is.
Right, and if you make the case that, hey, a state should have the right to determine, I mean, it's in the Bill of Rights to determine what happens in their state. Well, then the left is like, oh my gosh, no, they freak out and they say that the phrase states' rights is, a white supremacy, whatever the hell. Okay, but when it comes to an actual federal election that involves the electing of our president, then they're like, whoa, back off. Let Michigan do Michigan, y'all. Come on now. Stop it.
Yep.
It's just madness.
It is. And this is really risky for them because they're putting everything on the line. Because what they want is for the Supreme Court to, even if they overturn it, then they've got that political issue for the upcoming midterms, where they will say, okay, you just lost your rights as a woman, your reproductive rights, and they'll hammer that the entire campaign.
But see,
thinking that's a winning proposition for them, and maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're stable. We're a stable, healthy nation, Pat. Everything's great. We can absorb whatever fallout from this Supreme Court decision is next year. It's going to be ugly. The left is going to lose it. Well, okay.
They've already lost it.
Right, I was going to say, I don't know if they have anything left to lose upstairs, but anyhow, it's going to be, 2022 is going to be great, Pat.
Now, the Supreme Court may rule against Roe v. Wade. It would surprise me because I don't think they have the guts to do it. But if they don't, then the left has a big win there, and because they've gone for broke, they've probably overturned Mississippi's and Texas and everybody else who has done the limits on abortion. So we'll see what happens. It's a risky move by them.
Yeah.
It's a bold, risky move.
The analysis I saw yesterday was based on questioning all this stuff. It looks like it's 3-3 with 3 toss-ups. So who knows, right?
And I bet that's right. I'll bet that's right. We're also told that these abortion bans are racist.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. One of the chances the pro-abortion rights advocates could be heard that they were yelling outside the Supreme Court yesterday was that abortion bans are racist. Really? Huh. So let me get this straight then. Wanting more minorities to be born is racist, right? Wanting to kill more minorities, more blacks and Hispanics, thus making fewer minorities on the planet in the future, that is the anti-racist stance?
Wow.
Do I have that right? So judging by that standard, then, Margaret Sanger, whose goal in starting Planned Parenthood was to eliminate the black race, the undesirable blacks that she did not like and wanted to eliminate from our society, she's the good guy here? She's the non-racist. Huh. Again, just to clarify, aborting more black babies than black babies being born alive in New York, as currently is the case, that is a good thing to the left? Because less black people are being born in New York City? Huh. That seems strange to me. Because we're the ones who want more to be born and to be alive and to be living and enjoying this life, this existence. Whereas the other side wants less. And somehow we're the racists? Wow, that's bizarre.
The mental gymnastics.
Yeah, I don't really get how that works, frankly. Somebody's going to have to sit me down and explain that to me. Because I'm not getting it. I'm just too thick.
79% of Planned Parenthood surgical abortion facilities are located within walking distance of the inner city.
Right. Yes. They're located
79%.
in black areas, black and Hispanic areas.
But if you don't want those to exist, you're actually racist.
You're racist.
You don't want easy access to murder black babies.
Very strange.
Minorities. Okay, got it.
That seems peculiar to me.
Look, dude, I live in this reality.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, we don't make universal law.
Thank you.
We just live by it. All right, let me tell you about a new documentary movie called Enemies Within the Church. This is a movie that the compromised evangelical establishment doesn't want you to see. The movie rocks the boat in a good way. It presents the truth that's long needed to be told. There are, in fact, enemies within the church that are coming into the church. But the problem doesn't just affect the church around the corner that, those liberals down there that have a lot of liberal theology going on. No, it is starting to become a part of even the conservative church denominations. It's everywhere. And it's being spread by the efforts of the intellectual leaders many Christians look up to. No denomination is safe here. Many in the church today are past the point of asking whether the seemingly leftist, postmodern figures within mainstream Christianity are trustworthy. They're not. Enemies Within the Church brings together Christian voices from across the nation and the world to share what they've seen and send out the warning. Every Christian and patriot needs to see this film and then share it with everyone you know. So go buy the DVD or you can purchase the PPV streaming at enemieswithinthechurch.com. Enemieswithinthechurch.com. I mean, this is like science fiction, this next story. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The U.S. scientists who created the first living robots say the life forms known as Xenobots can now reproduce.
Oh, no.
And in a way not seen in plants and animals. Formed from the stem cells of the African clawed frog. Huh. Okay, so these were formed from stem cells of the African clawed frog. Xenopus laevis, from which it takes its name. Xenobots are less than a millimeter wide. The tiny blobs were first unveiled in 2020 after experiments showed that they could move, work together in groups, and self-heal.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
This is bad.
This is like Borg technology.
Yeah, and I looked up pictures. It's a frog with claws.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just see an army of frogs with claws hopping down your main street headed your way.
Are these the kind of little things that they can inject into your body and they'll heal certain things in your body?
That I don't know. I just know that we're going to have an army of robotic clawed frogs
that can reproduce.
Now,
the scientists that developed them at the University of Vermont, Tufts University, and Harvard's Weiss Institute for Biological Inspired Engineering said they've discovered an entirely new form of biological reproduction different from any animal or plant known to science.
Oh, that sounds safe.
Doesn't that sound great? That sounds really good.
This sounds like a show, December 2nd, 2021, Pat Gray Unleashed. You might want to bookmark because it feels like this is going to make our concern over COVID mean nothing in a few years.
That's for sure.
When the army of robotic clawed frogs, at least it looks like they're not going to have opposable thumbs. So that's helpful.
Professor of biology and director of the Allen Discovery Center at Tufts University, Michael Levin, said, I was astounded by it. Yeah. Frogs have a way of reproducing that they normally use, but when you liberate the cells from the rest of the embryo and you give them a chance to figure out how to be in a new environment, not only do they figure out a way to move, but they also figure out apparently a new way to reproduce. This is from Jurassic Park.
It's terrifying, dude.
When What's-His-Face says, life finds a way. Life finds a way. Wow. The C-shaped parent xenobots collect and compress loose stem cells together into piles, which can mature into offspring. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds healthy. Good. Stem cells are unspecialized cells that have the ability to develop into different cell types. That's why, the stem cell thing is at one point so exciting, but also so dangerous. And concern. To make the xenobots, the researchers scraped living stem cells from frog embryos and left them to incubate. There's no manipulation of genes involved. Apparently, then this thing just does its deal and reproduces. Nice.
That's
what could go wrong.
Terrifying.
What could possibly go wrong? We've never seen anything in our culture that would show us that we should be really careful when it comes to this kind of stuff. Yeah. That's the good thing. There's no red flags at all on this kind of research. Nope. Most people think of robots as made of metals and ceramics. But it's not so much what a robot is made from, but what it does, which is to act on its own on behalf of people.
Neat.
Josh Bongard said he's a computer science professor and robotics expert at University of Vermont. In that way, it's a robot, but it's also clearly an organism made from genetically unmodified frog cell. Wasn't it frogs that they couldn't solve the DNA sequence in the dinosaur, and so they borrowed from a frog, that's how it was able to reproduce.
Talking about that documentary?
Yeah, the documentary Jurassic Park. Yeah. How bizarre is it that life is imitating art like that? How bizarre.
Yeah, how bizarre.
Bongard said they found that the xenobots, which were initially sphere-shaped and made from around 3,000 cells, could replicate. But it happened rarely and only in specific circumstances.
Feels like we're going to be leaning on those robotic dogs to protect us from the clawed robotic frogs.
The xenobots used kinetic replication, a process that's known to occur at the molecular level, but has never been observed before at a scale of whole cells or organisms.
So here we go. We're in uncharted waters already.
So with the help of artificial intelligence, the researchers then tested billions of body shapes to make the xenobots more effective. That's a good idea. When you don't understand exactly what's going on, let's make it even worse.
Oh, my.
Hey, I don't understand this. Let's keep replicating them, should we? Yeah, let's make it happen more. I wonder if we can get this to happen, I don't know, billions or trillions of times. The supercomputer came up with a C shape that resembled Pac-Man.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
Yeah, the 1980s video game. I mean, nothing can go wrong if it looks like Pac-Man. Pac-Man's fun.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. They found it was able to find tiny stem cells in a petri dish, gather hundreds of them inside its mouth.
Oh, no.
And a few days later, the bundle of cells became new xenobots.
Help us.
Ta-da!
Skynet, help us.
Could go. What?
Look at this.
Could possibly look at that.
Nice job with the video find there, Rob. Oh, I'm
They
terrified.
do look like Pac-Man. That is really
and
bizarre.
they get unlimited extra life from what we hear.
Right. Right. Oh. And nobody has to manipulate them.
I don't like it.
They just do this on their own.
I do not like it. Seriously.
Keep in mind, they're part living organisms.
Don't like it. Bookmark this show, 12/2/21.
Oh, that is...
I feel like we're going to...
That is amazing.
Circle back here at some point in the future and...
Yeah, thank you, Jen Psaki. We're going to circle back to the Xenobots.
We're gonna say, man, remember 2021? We were stressed out about mandates and COVID and variants.
Man, those were good times.
Now we got the robotic clawed frogs.
Good times. Hilary Kennedy joins us from 4 Minute Buzz, and you are being, I guess, propositioned by somebody in the Biden super PAC. Right.
Recruited.
I got an email last week, and there is I guess a PR firm that is looking for influencers who are active on social media. They're paying them to post pro-Biden stories about how Biden is making life better for you and your family. I don't think they realized I wasn't really their target demo, but
Right.
Wow. So they're
funny.
so desperate. They're just sending out this alert and this offer to all influencers.
they made sure to bold the word paid several times in the email that I got. And they want you to post how Biden has been helping your family or the things you're most excited about the administration is doing. And they went so far as to say, Biden is trying to give us all back our freedom, giving us the freedom we need to care for ourselves and our families.
Did you take them up on that offer?
I did not.
Okay.
I love this line. This is a paid social media partnership opportunity with payments based on follower accounts starting at $100. Wow.
So they went on to...
What a generous offer.
And they're really focusing on several key states. They said they're looking for influencers in key states. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, New Hampshire. Trying to remember what they all... Pennsylvania, yeah. So very interesting.
Georgia, Florida. Yeah. What do those states have in common? Wisconsin.
Arizona.
Battleground states.
Very interesting. So I think they're trying to help combat the Let's Go Brandon fiasco they've had going on. So.
No question. And the 36% approval rating that he has right now.
Yep.
Which is really low. Also, you've been following the Epstein trial. It's actually not Epstein because obviously he's gone and moved on, and it would be kind of silly to prosecute him at this point. But Giselle...
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine, whatever her name is.
I can never remember
It's weird that this isn't getting more... I mean, it's being covered, but not in the same way that, say, like the Rittenhouse trial or the Aubrey trial.
That's because we have a variant that we need to distract people with.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I feel like this trial is so fascinating, though, because things are coming out that... just a little weird. I think we all know that Epstein was involved in some things that were unsavory, and they're really trying to frame Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein as these sick pedophiles that were running this sex trafficking ring. But in my opinion, and the opinion of many people, it was really more about being able to blackmail and coerce other key figures and decision makers from around the world, because there were so many big names that were involved in this, and we don't even know half of them. But his pilot, his longtime pilot, Epstein's pilot, this guy's name is Larry Visosky. He flew over 1,000 flights for Epstein from 1991 to 2019. He took the stand this week. He said, I never saw anything. I never saw anything unsavory going on the planes.
Oh, well then case closed. We're done.
He said all the girls that he met looked to be of age. They were obviously mature women. He said the only time he ever saw a minor on the plane, that the minor was accompanied by a parent. So he said everything was above board.
So we're done.
But what's interesting about Pilot Visosky is his daughters, their private school education, their university education, all paid for by Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, what a nice guy.
He also was gifted 40 acres of the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico that Epstein owned. And the pilot, Larry, built a house out there on that 40 acres. His daughter got married out there. And when he was asked about this in 2019 in a deposition, they said, so you were gifted this land from Epstein? And he said, well, no, I paid for it. And they were like, well, do you remember how much you paid for it? And he said, I don't really remember. And they said, well, it couldn't have been very substantial. And he said, well, it was probably about $5.
$5 for 40 acres.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
I paid for it.
Yeah, just so I could make it official down at the courthouse on the deed.
But this man, the pilot did identify several people, well-known people that flew on Epstein. He confirmed Prince Andrew, former astronaut and Senator John Glenn, actors Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker,
Glenn?
Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump.
Wow.
So it was very interesting. They've also had one of the first accusers on the stand this week, and she did acknowledge that she was taken by Epstein to Mar-a-Lago. She met Donald Trump when she was 14. However, she said she was never pressured to do anything with any of Epstein's friends, that nothing transpired between her and
she
Donald
didn't even
Trump.
allege anything happened with
No,
Trump.
she said absolutely nothing happened. So it's been interesting. The articles I've been reading, they're trying to frame it as if like, oh, Donald Trump was, deeply involved. Of
course.
But she
Every
got on the
headline
stand and said
tries
no.
to lead you down that path.
Yes. Interesting that they leave Bill Clinton out of a lot
they
of
don't say
this.
former presidents implicated.
Correct. But there's been two accusers now, that Virginia Giuffre, she's not part of this trial, but she's given a lot of statements about this. And she said every time that she never saw Donald Trump involved with any of the girls that Epstein was spending time with. So,
or that he even had knowledge of what Epstein was doing on the side.
But this pilot who says, I had no knowledge of this, he had a very active Instagram account until 2019 when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. His Instagram handle was Captain Big Dog. And Captain Big Dog was posting a lot of photos of the insides of these planes. He was posting captions with himself in Paris under the Eiffel Tower. And these all coincided with trips that he was on with Epstein, apparently. So he had some pictures of himself on that little St. James Island that Jeffrey Epstein owned. It's just a little far-fetched to believe that this man didn't know anything. I guess anything's possible,
Captain Big
but
Dog? You're talking about Captain Big Dog.
Captain Big Dog, Larry Visofsky.
And how does Ghislaine fit into all of this? What does this mean for her?
So it's interesting because the pilot said he knew them to have less of a business relationship and more like they were a couple, not a romantic couple, but just best friends, kind of partner in crime relationship dynamic. But they did date at
Literally
one point.
partners in crime.
Absolutely. So they dated, they broke up, they remained very close. And so she is accused of helping kind of recruit these girls. She was the one that would bring them in, make them feel comfortable that another woman is present in the room with Jeffrey Epstein, and then eventually
Just evil.
train them to do what he wants them to do.
Evil. Yeah. Unbelievable.
So she's facing 6 counts. The trial's supposed to take about 6 weeks, and she could spend up to 80 years in prison.
So I have two questions for you. Number one, I've thought that, and I'm sure people that pay closer attention to this trial than I do, I just always felt that Jeffrey Epstein was probably working for someone over him that was basically recruiting him to recruit these girls to entrap these world leaders to get their way in whatever policy or direction they want the world to shift. Have you heard anything like that? Or
there's a ton of theories out there about this, and I do agree that most people think it wasn't just Epstein acting as a mastermind.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bigger framework here.
Oh, yeah.
So when they raided his apartment back in 2019 and arrested him, there was a safe in plain sight in his
this
home.
was my second question. Perfect.
And they found just scores of photos of underage girls naked or partially naked. But they also found a stack of CDs, handwritten labels on the CDs that said like young girl, let's say Jane, young Jane, plus name of
Celebrity.
other person.
Like celebrity.
So, some
Right.
other adult. Now, we don't know who these adults were, if they were...
And we don't know whose names are on... will that come out at any point, you think?
That's what I'm so confused about. Because, again, they found this back in 2019. I haven't seen any journalism being done on that particular instance with these CDs. I haven't seen anybody researching whose names are on these. I haven't seen the Justice Department, the FBI, anybody talking about this. So,
and can you imagine whose names are on there? You got to believe.
So I wonder
Prince Andrew.
Yes.
Bill Clinton.
Just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
The names that we've heard.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have confirmed Prince Andrew being involved. A lot of the girls have. And there's photo evidence of him at least hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell.
If I'm Prince Andrew, I'm like, can we focus on somebody else? I mean, look at all the other people that are in the picture. I mean, let's talk about that. Come on.
Right.
Because it seems like they just keep deferring to him when there are so many more names that we'll probably never hear.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I'm hopeful that maybe the FBI hasn't said anything about these CDs or who's on these CDs because they're doing investigations in the background.
And the FBI, they're so good at this stuff. That they're going to crack it.
You can trust them.
Why don't
you can trust the FBI?
Love the FBI.
I wouldn't be counting on that happening, but yeah, very interesting. So I think there's a lot of powerful people involved, as we knew, but it will be fascinating following this trial if any other names
keep
come
us
out.
updated if you hear something big or what have you.
I will.
Thanks, Hilary. Appreciate it. We'll be watching for you on the 4-Minute Buzz coming up in moments.
Yeah.
Meantime, let me tell you about trying to sell your home. You know what a challenge that can be. It can be really tough and really, really stressful, especially if it does not sell in a short amount of time. Then you start thinking, okay, do I have to bring down the price? Do I have to remodel something? Do I have to repaint? Well, you need a realtor who can help you through all of that, get you past all of that. That's Real Estate Agents I Trust. It's Glenn's company. So they've really vetted these agents really carefully and just found the best of the best in every market. And so if you're looking for somebody who really knows the market, really, hangs out with a lot of people who are buying homes and so they know what they're looking for, you need a realtor from Real Estate Agents I Trust. When you're buying a home, the name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray.
Oh, Georgians are going to be happy that Stacey Abrams is running for re-election. Of course, because she was...
yeah, she's the governor, right?
She was elected, and they stole it from her or whatever. It's so ridiculous. Now, that is fine with all the Democrats. That claim is good, and they continue to make it, and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But don't you dare say that any other election was stolen, from a Republican, because that just can't happen. That's conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned, though, because if she's out campaigning nonstop, does that mean that we're going to stop getting erotic novels from Stacey Abrams?
Oh, I hope not, because, wow, those are terrific.
They're good, right?
Oh.
You
kidding?
I got an excerpt here from one of them.
Do you?
Yeah. You want to hear a little bit? Or?
Sure.
Okay, so this is good stuff. This isn't right. You don't know what you want, what you need. I can't take advantage of that. I won't. She cut off his denial. No, I've never been with anyone before because I've never wanted anyone before, which is why this is a mistake. You need time. More time.
Wow. Powerful.
Like
Powerful.
That's from Stacey Abrams.
That's really good. What's the name of the
that one?
Erotic thriller? That
I don't know. I don't know. You know what I can tell you though about Stacey Abrams?
She's written a number of those.
Oh
though,
yeah,
right?
and there's a boatload. Here's some titles here. Never tell. How about Deception? Oh, this is a good one. The Art of Desire. Hidden Sins.
So weird.
No.
Oh yeah.
You know her pen name is Selena Montgomery. Yeah.
Sexy. Oh yeah.
Never tell. Oh wait, hold on. I feel like I should go back and I have that. I already closed the excerpt. Dang it. There, here we go. Okay. His appeal was desperate. Stay and I may never let you go. I'm yours. The words were that's her. I'm yours. The words were erotic threat, voluptuous promise. Aaron watched him with glittering eyes, waiting for his reaction. This is a very tame excerpt from her stories that I chose here because, they're bad.
It's interesting that the man is trying to calm things down, and it's the woman that's pushing that activity, right?
That's right.
From Stacey.
Good point.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. They are bad, and they're very descriptive.
Nice.
And she's now hoping to...
I wonder if she's making any money from that, or is anybody buying?
I wonder if she was
erotic thrillers.
I would like
from
to know
Stacey Abrams.
How much she was making before people knew who she was, as opposed to after. But
yeah,
that's a good question. Because
I mean, a lot of radio people bought it just for this purpose, so they could mock it on the air. Those are probably the only copies sold.
She's terrible.
All right. German euthanasia. Get this.
100,000 copies.
Oh, of what? Which one? All of them?
Yeah, well, let's see. Between her final year of law school, years in Montgomery. According to an archived version of her personal website, the 8 books have sold more than 100,000 copies in total.
Okay, that's 8 books. 800,000. So I'm
you do the
giving,
math,
what?
Since I can't.
12,000, 15,000 apiece. Ish. Not great. All right. In Germany, they have this euthanasia clinic. it's a place where you can go and commit suicide. But these euthanasia clinics in Germany are now refusing customers who are unvaccinated. So in order to come kill yourself, you got to be vaccinated first. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well,
we will not kill you if you haven't been vaccinated against getting killed by the virus. Okay.
Of course, if you do that,
Weird.
you may not need to go to this place in Germany.
Just unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I'll show them.
Yeah.
We won't kill you if you don't take the vaccine.
We won't kill you if you don't mind dying from the disease.
That's
Wait. What?
This world is insane.
Euthanasia and the preparatory examination of the voluntary responsibility of our members willing to die require human closeness. Human closeness, however, is a prerequisite and breeding ground for coronavirus transmission. As of today, the 2G rule applies in our association, supplemented by situation-related measures such as quick tests before encounters in closed rooms. Okay. Whatever.
Right.
Great.
All right. Got it.
That's fine. Really bad industry to begin with. Pathead Pastor Sam sent us this public notice that was hanging in Ireland.
Okay.
It's a coronavirus alert. COVID-19 vaccination recipients.
Okay.
To all who have come forward to receive their COVID-19 vaccinations, thank you for playing your part in keeping our community safe.
All right. Congrats. Thanks.
Rare side effects have now come to our attention.
Oh, wait. What now?
Vaccine side effects, and this is in bold, vaccine side effects include headaches, menstrual irregularities.
Oh, wait. What?
Bell's palsy.
Okay, but that's not...
Blood clots.
No, that's bad.
Heart attacks and strokes. Oh, and sudden death.